Hello, let's start this live stream. It's my first live stream, and I'm trading NQ using Goldbach levels. Okay, so we have the Asia high and Asia low. This is the high and low, and we are in this Goldbach partition where we've sort of come outside, failed to take the high. We are trading this 15-minute fair value gap, which is inside the new week opening gap, and it's not broken it, so it's unlikely that this trade will work out. It's probably going to come over here and potentially trade higher, potentially. I am cognizant of this volume imbalance, which is the midnight open as well. Let's see how it closes, this particular candle. Okay, so at the moment it doesn't seem to be very convincing. There is a 5-minute fair value gap, so I'll just keep a very tight stop loss. I do have this wickless candle, and I mean, even from 5 minutes it's kind of traded below the 15-minute, so there is some potential to maybe come here as well, but it's more likely that it might take that particular high. From 1 hour we really don't have much. It's just consolidation, and you do have rejection blocks right on top where you see the bodies as sideways candles. And if you go 15-minute once again, yeah, there is just this inversion that it kind of tapped into, right? So we'll just have to see. This is the 5-minute FVG. It would be better if we clear one side of this thing, and this doesn't seem to be algo 1 either. I mean, I'm looking at, there's no auto block, etc. over here. So so if it goes up, clears this, we have a nice swing which will shift market structure, and then we could look for the downside as well. But yeah, that's just a wait and watch situation. We see how market opens at 3 for London. Just adjust this a little bit. Can you hear me, Macha? Just let me know. And if you type into the live chat, then I will see that on my side. Okay, so that was what I was expecting, and a quick push up into this volume imbalance as well. This is the 5-minute last fair value gap. Good volume. Okay, it's past all of this now. Okay, now from 15-minute we do have, if you say this is the order block, if we mark 50, that's right here. You have a rejection right up there. So let me know if the voice is audible, clear, and if there is any delay in the stream, etc. From 1 minute, do we have a last fair value gap somewhere here? You do have breaker, and this is a fair value gap. So this is a good situation where market could turn. So this is your breaker here. And there is this inversion. Asia has been taken, so if we get any market structure shift, etc., then we could look for some targets, midnight open, etc., etc. Okay, it's kind of reacting out here. Push again. This is a valid market structure shift. These are just sideways candles. A little better if it can tap into this midpoint area. And then if it's going through all this, maybe we can look at areas on top. Okay, reached point of interest. Let's just also check 81 P3, and then we'll see okay, so that still loading. We are at equilibrium. So where this PO3 is lining up is my standard deviation 2, which I feel is the maximum target on the way up. Again, today is Monday, so not really sure if that run will happen just now. It's coming up near this area, 1 minute rejection area. Let's see if it wants to take liquidity or create liquidity. see 15 minutes. Okay, we have another minute to go. Seems to be a little bit of a rejection again there. Going back to 27. And half shift. Okay. There is an order block now in the order block area. This would be your first opportunity. Just cover the order block. Okay, it's going through. Let's see. This swing will be valid for shifting market structure. Let's look at 15 minutes. Okay, rejection, failing to take that liquidity. Exactly, rejection from the extension. All the range is showing this as a high now. We have to look at 89. If 89 provides support, as well as this area if it provides a rejection. This is valid for shifting market structure. Liquidity taken. We need to see displacement away from that low. A lot of wickless candles from 5 minute. Even this one is wickless. Maximum it can go to is from here to here, somewhere in this area, to remain in this PO3. So that would be here, expansion. Okay. Yeah, this is where it should come away into the range, otherwise we have to wait for it to do something in this area till equilibrium or any of these non-GB C level rejections. On 81, this is the extension. I don't think these are important now. 15 minutes. 5, 1. Let's see if it makes a fair value gap here. Goes to breaker, comes back. We could buy till that equilibrium. This could be buying opportunity. if it goes first into this area here near equilibrium, then that will be a problem. Looks like it's just going there, so this might become problematic. If it can come from here, we can see, and again this does not sound like a good trade right now, because it's possible it can come down here towards the high and then maybe build something. But yeah, again, if it's going somewhere in this area, then I don't think so. Then maybe we'll have to wait for it to come near the rejection block and then see what works out, or maybe it's time for it to go down again. We'll see. So here I'm just covering a little bit of this fair value gap, and because the next swing is down here, so we'll see what happens. The other way to look at it is, now if it makes this swing, goes up again, clears that liquidity, then again probably that's the opportunity for shorting again. You'll have to keep an eye on that. Go to the higher PO3 243, then I guess yeah, breakers is up here from the very high time frame. This PO3, if you look at it, then it's come from here, and it's reached the order block. So I don't think I'm interested in this buy. Probably it would be better to run with this PO3, because again it shows shared high and lows. Also it's near that standard deviation too. So this could be an opportunity for shorting, and what we need to be now careful about is it's creating this fair value gap here. Okay, but I mean, now if you look at this, it goes from rejection block to order block, right? Rejection, breaker, fair value, order block, where it should end. Algo 2 should end here. clean sweep of liquidity, market structure shift, fair value gap, and this is the continuation algo. So probably one can look for the short till maybe back to the Asia high, which could act as resistance. You have equilibrium, breaker midpoint, new week opening gap, high, all of these. And from 15 minute, this is our huge fair value gap that we have. So the midpoint is also matching this balanced price range. I don't think it's balanced yet actually. I didn't take the liquidity down here, so don't think it's PPR, but might get a reaction out there. If I try the half shift, we'll see where the shared high lows are. So there is nothing lit up here. That's why I am looking at without the half shift. It will be important to look at 3 where which side do we get the push at that time, because I was looking at standard deviation 2 to be reached. So it went past 1, 1.5, 2 should retrace back to 1.5 at least. That's my idea. And then 2.5 is somewhere in this area, which is the, if you look at the very high PO3, that's where it will kind of fall. So now it would be better if it can come here and show some rejection, or take this liquidity and then have a very good displacement below that swing. $21,700 is also a psychological number. Okay, if I have to use standard deviation of Asia range, one 1.5, okay, 1.5, 2, hit 1.5, okay, good rejection from there, swing, sideways, not a swing. Okay, this could be your idea as well, inversion. So one drive has happened, yeah. There could be one more drive, could be. So now is the time to see if it can make fair value gaps towards this downside. See, maybe there is a small one forming. Yes, there is. Very small though. And this would be your breaker as well, right? So these candles are your breaker potentially when it forms. You could have a head and shoulder pattern forming as well over here. This, you could have a bull flag starting to form here as well. But my swing, if I have to choose one now, it would be this one. Where is liquidity now? If we want to look for liquidity, it is definitely here, the Asia low. So let's see. 15 minutes to. This has no value. Okay, 3 volatility. See how far it can send it. Not looking at this swing now. This could be looked at as a swing. Reach rejection block, standard deviation 2, third drive, this is a nice area to short. First target, I think one should look for this area, then equilibrium, Asia high. why potentially these targets was because after a big push, and what ideally we want to see is if this fair value gap here, that's somewhere in the middle of the range, this one or this one, I'd say this one, if it gets inverted, that will be better, because what market does sometimes goes all the way, will come in this area, go back again, trade a PDRA, and then fall, which means one way to do this is you don't trail your stop loss. Don't trail your stop loss till you reach your target, which is potentially here in this area. Let's look at ES in comparison. Okay, there is no SMT yet on ES. Now this is way too far for a swing change. Any of these are no longer a good swing to consider for shifting market structure. Let's look at 5 minutes. Okay, it's gone through liquidity void. Not yet. Now the thing is, should we treat this as an order block? Okay, we've traded this Fair Value gap. ES still has its highs left over, so it's very much possible that that it goes for those areas. From an SMT point of view, it should be the reverse. I feel like ES should take the high which NQ has already taken. So now if the bias is still beyond this and more towards ES taking the high out, then you could look for an entry here, 2022 YT entry. But I don't know, somewhere I feel for the time being this is the area of where exhaustion should happen. So let's see how it reacts with the order block. although it's not a good auto block because um, if the immediate next candle could have engulfed it, could have been better. Okay, so far there seems to be a reaction. So here is our buy if you're interested. This swing is valid. You got a fair value gap. So one could potentially enter buy and then wait till ES takes out the alt. That could be a trade idea. Okay, but GV is telling me that's potentially an auto block. So failure here would be some confirmation. Okay. Yeah, this buy seems problematic. Yeah, buy is problematic. So it's just sideways, but I still feel that's your propulsion block. Ideally, some quick moves, and bigger fair valley gaps will make it more clear. I think I'll just go for a cell shot, cover order block, and just look for these areas first and then see what happens. Minute. All side is action. Okay. So this is important. Breaker C, 59, equilibrium, and then finally, so it's possible it may sort of react as well. Now ES has taken the lows, these lows, okay, let me see where do we get 1:2, 1:2, somewhere near equilibrium. Yeah, so and from 15 minutes there is a volume imbalance. Okay, I would be interested in these areas. Okay. These are very, very small gaps, like I don't even know if they matter, but it doesn't matter. Okay, now this is problematic. So after trading that potential order block, it's not gone through the liquidity void. It's very important that kind of goes through that in a hurry, and then once you see some reaction here, you should definitely trail the stop loss. this liquidity taken by shallow run so far. If a candle can close below this, then I would trail my stop loss to maybe that swing point. New 30-minute candle. Let's see where we are in 15 minutes. Should be just sideways. 1 hour. Minutes. If you notice, every time, let's go to 5 minutes, there is a big push up in the past. It spends time, big push, spends time, big push, spends time, spends time. Similar situation. And we don't have like a clear change in state of delivery as well from 5 minutes, so it's not going too far yet, and it's possible that, you know, goes back maybe somewhere here. There is a lot of volume imbalances. This breaker mid is where I'm thinking might finally stop and reverse. The first thing is some closure below these candles. leaving that liquidity void area, so might be another push up coming as well. Definitely try to take a partial here. Again, no candle closure yet. We got candle closure, so I would say trailing stop loss would be a good idea now, where just trail it to that particular swing. We have a fair value gap here, so let me mark that out as well. We have fair value gap, swing, that is 2 PD arrays. So and we might have a third one as well, which is this inversion. So just covering 3 PD arrays. This was that area where when we were looking at 27 PO3, this was where the fair value gap was. Which I was planning as entry from here to go up. We do have volume imbalance. Yeah, these are quite a few PD arrays, so we don't have to necessarily put stop loss there. So we do have SMT, I think, not really it's not an SMT. Yes, didn't take that low. This took the, yeah, it's an SMT, which makes this bullish. So good idea to trail the stop loss because obviously it can go further. See, this is it, same behavior everywhere. It goes up, spends time, and goes back. Back in order block area. Fail to take this high. See, this inverts. So the propulsion block is still safe. Seems. Okay, 5 minutes closed here. There is a fair value gap. Probably it's not going to leave. Okay, we have a fair value gap. Okay, so not much price action happening. Um, Okay, I'm just going for a small trade here. Seeing this as a market structure shift, fair value gap, entry, order block. I waited for this order block. Now we have a propulsion block. These highs and the rejection block could be targeted. And then of course plan to trail and take profits quickly as well. That I think would be important. So let's see if I can take something out here. Take maybe 3 out. Don't think it's coming there, but we will try to. Okay. So I'm going break even because I want this to be a breakaway gap till the liquidity is taken. This gap should be the breakaway gap, as in breakaway meaning should not be filled fully. Okay, but to note you have your rejection block here, so you might want to kind of take one out there as well. Okay, that was some quick thinking, would you agree? And it might just fail to take that high, might fail to take that high, so I'm just going to put it to the rejection block. If you remember, this was the original idea. 50% I think is being respected as well. So it's taking support from extension. Maximum where it could go to this extension, that's also standard deviation 2. And ES still has a way to go to sort of grab its all-time high as well. There is a long way to go for ES. So if now that is the idea, one could consider those targets as well. Okay. Wow, that was a heavy sort of rejection right there. Okay, fine. Yeah, that was a decently profitable trade. This is the 4 volatility, broken the order block. A lot of job is done over there. Let's see if it makes a fair value gap here. And if it reaches a breaker, makes a fair value gap, is coming in this area, I'd be very interested in my shorts now, as that could be your algo too. Okay, okay, you got market structure shift, a lot is happening now. If we hadn't moved our stop loss, then which I mentioned I think earlier in the stream, it will go halfway, come back up again and do everything. Okay, good. Breaker. Would be nice if we get a fair value gap right there. Although one can say you do have an inversion. This high it failed to take. Let me show you where that inversion is, and I'm taking the 2 minutes into consideration. That is your inversion. Okay. Now you do have this very large sort of again, how is this low taken so far by a shallow run? This is important. If it will break this way valley gap, then shorts are kind of confirmed. Why? Because it falls somewhere in the middle of that leg, you know, and then our last way valley gap is kind of over here. Okay, so breaker, rejection. What could also happen is now this breaker could trigger algo 1 and it comes up to this let's say order block, in the order block area. The problem is that when we are coming here, we are not coming from high low area, okay, or so that's the problem, that it might sort of go up beyond that. So the only potential thing that I see is this algo to sort of use this as the inversion. So look how breaker is respecting it. Of course, if we see it another way, then this could actually send it till that extension rejection block, start a new algo from there. So what I see is a good displacement. If you consider this as swing change, this as swing change, it's all sort of happened over there. Hasn't closed below this, but if we look at now 5 minutes, so let's see if we get a change. Okay, we have a change in state of delivery there. I don't expect this candle to go up and close above, so that's a good sign. And if you see the low of that order block, it's here, right? So near the fair value area as well. So I think this is going to be a good trade. I'm going to take 3, just cover that particular order block, and then target the equilibrium area. Go back to 5. To make your entry even better, just look at the open of the order block. That's it. But yeah, if it's going beyond breaker and coming here, might be a little problematic. Although, yeah, and 3 minutes, do we have a better order block on top? Can look for that as well. Yeah, we do. So this is your consecutive order block. 3 minute order block is right here. one could look at an entry this way. Okay, let's see what happens. Yep, it's not retracing, which is problematic now. Okay. And it's reached the equilibrium. So your breaker is here. Confirm the breaker, can come up, trade here, this inverse, and continue lower as well. But now this is not looking any good. If at all, this is the area now to look for buy in my head. So let's look at the 15-minute. Our original target was this volume imbalance. This was the original target. Yeah, that's it. And now we have a market structure shift as well. Traded the 15-minute fair value gap. The best thing for shorts will be to wait for a 15-minute fair value gap. Okay, equilibrium. It can spend time now here in this area, right? So equilibrium is a place where, but this is broken now from 1 minute. Okay, doesn't mean we just take short right there, but this is confirmation that we could look for lower prices, but of course wait for that entry, and an algo based entry will be better. So in this area, again, if it reaches this breaker, then I wouldn't really be interested here right now, but from equilibrium, if it's coming, it's fine. Okay, that's a Judas swing right there, and I don't see an entry except the one that we had taken originally, right? So that's the only but then, you know, these candles closing above 50%, not good signals there. Okay, this was our first target was here, second target was in that equilibrium area, next was Asia high and breaker mid. Okay, let's go back to 15 minutes. This is the last fair value gap. If we get any market structure shift, etc., right now on the 1 minute, then one could be a buyer, right? We are still in a buy thing. Okay. This is where it could spend time also in the equilibrium area. Okay, we are seeing one inversion. And if we get displacements, and it's possible it may just go up like that without giving you an entry, because you are in a still in a buy situation. So okay, yes, has got its market structure shift done. That's it. That's your shift. This is wickless candle, so I would go for this, cover the lows for something like that. Yeah, and then just go, so breaker, this inversion. So I'm looking at those areas. Let's see if we get a fair value gap here. It will be better to get an entry fair value gap. We do have the entry fair value gap. Ideally the entry should be there, but there is a wickless candle, so just cover that particular low. And then target that particular high first. What I didn't like about this so far is that displacement past that swing was not with force. Okay. Let's see if it doesn't give me entry and it reaches this area first, then I wouldn't want to go in. Okay, not good, not good at all. Okay, that's it. So displacement, I didn't like it that much, therefore I took my entry closer to that swing point rather than taking that entry fair value gap. It reached the breaker. This was our extreme target, like was extreme in my mind when we took that particular trade. And looks like we might get this bearish fair value gap. Okay, still I feel retracement will happen, very likely from this breaker area, very likely here or 29, very likely from there. Liquidity taken, third drive. If you're still interested in buy, then use this swing for shifting market structure. Although I feel now it could spend time here because it's at equilibrium. And with that, what I'll do is hop off the stream, and obviously I only had one of my friends observe the stream today. This is my first stream, and in the future if somebody comes across this one, sorry to disappoint you, but we are at all-time high, a bit tricky in terms of the market, so I would say it was overall break even. We got some decent trade here, and then with slightly lower volume I took another one, but I would count all of it together as just break even. So I don't like the fact that it's now spending time here. It's very likely it will do this at the equilibrium area and at some point hit the LV area and then start something new, possibly, or do a mirror. That's likely to happen next. Well, thank you, and we'll log in potentially for PM session, or maybe on Wednesday, as I'll be in transit tomorrow.